Let's draw a custom Pikachu that after you draw it, you won't stop laughing. So you're in for a treat if you are a fan of Adventure Time. Do you remember when in this episode where they go to the witch's garden and Jake accidentally eats a donut and then the witch...
Magic does no more Dude, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. Just a little chilly. Whoa.
What did you do?
Do you remember that scene? And Jake's been turned and he's got like a chubby man's body. So let's do something like that where we're not going to stop laughing. Okay, let's draw this one. Let's get our supplies ready. All right, so we've got our favorite pencil, clean sheet of paper, POSCA pens, or you can use your watercolor pens or colored pencils or anything that you want. Your favorite liners. I like this Tombow. You might use a Prismacolor or something similar. Let's get started. I always start with a code card, and we're going to trace him like this, just to give us about the right size. And we're going to make him tall and standing out at the top of the code card. All right, I took a picture of the first one that I did. There he is. And to remind you what Jake looks like after the witch turned him into that. So something like that. And you can draw your own custom Pikachu head with your own body. So let's do him about this big. Leave his feet here at the bottom. I'm just going to make little circles right now for his feet. And funny little legs that come up. Kind of like this. And then his thighs that are going to come up like this. It's already making me laugh a little bit. All right, he's got some tighty-whities. So let's do a leg and a leg like that. And then the bottom of his body, about right here. Comes up like this a little bit. We'll make him about that big. Then we're going to have a blue band, kind of curves like this, and the top of the band. It's going to come like that. It's got some special stitching, so we'll pencil that in around the legs. And then a little bit of stitching in the front down this side. And a little stitching down the front like this. And like that. All right, and let's refer back if you want to, of what Jake looks like. Looks about like that. And you can draw him exactly like that if you want, or you could just have a little bit of fun. So let's continue with his body coming up like this. And like this. And let's do this arm first. So in this drawing, I have his arm sticking out a little bit, but I'll have it a little bit behind his body here. And then we're just going to make a little easy hand, kind of like that. We're going to stop about there. Maybe have those fingers pointing down a little more. I don't like how that turned. That's what we have. I don't like how that turned out. That's why we have an eraser. There we go. Fingers a little bit more like that. And when we get the pen out, we'll do it a little nicer. Okay, I'm going to come over here and we're going to do this. His arm comes up like this. He's got a little bit of body right there. And his arm almost follows the line of his body. Like this. Kind of curves around. And let's make it about even there, so a couple fingers, kind of like that. We'll leave that for now. See, on this way the finger's kind of like long, 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 and then this I've got the long finger here. So we can change that and adjust it as we need. I'm going to come up here and erase this top line like this. Okay, and leave room for his head. We'll make that bottom of the head right now. Of our custom Pikachu. Let's get a little bit more of this body, Jake's body. I want to look at it one more time here. There's the front of his body, so we've got to make a little bit of his chest. Kind of comes down like this. Boop. And then this part of his chest comes down about equal. Boop. Then he's got a little bit of a belly button. You know the other word for belly button is navel. All right. And let's draw this custom Pikachu. I've got his head kind of like dome shaped. Kind of like that. We've got one ear that kind of sticks out like this. This one kind of got pointed more straight up, like that. That's pretty fun. Can have that one a little bit more pointy if we want. Erase that. All right, and he's looking a little bit this way. So we're going to make this eye about here, similar to how I did the first time. And this eye over here, a little bit smaller. We got little triangle nose a little bit more towards this eye. And kind of a plain, maybe we'll make it a little bit smiley. That's kind of fun. Okay, and he's got a happy little pink cheek here. And a smaller happy pink cheek. Right there. There we go. We've got it penciled in. Try not to laugh. Try not to laugh so hard. Okay, let's get our liner. I'm going to use my favorite Tombow soft tip liner. You can use whatever you want if you've got these Prismacolors, or just go one more time over with the pencil. All right, I'm going to start here at the shoulder. Have it roll around like this. How do I want to do the hand? I'm going to try to make it a little evener. 1, 2, kind of like 3 fingers like this. Try to make a little bit of a wrist joint there, maybe a little bit of an elbow joint. And his arm comes up here and has that little bit of a fold. Okay, and I'm going to get the side of his body right there. I'm going to come over here and do this arm. Same thing. Kind of rounded. And this, I'm going to choose to do like 3 even fingers that are kind of rounded like that. Give him a little bit of a wrist, maybe a little bit of a elbow joint, and then it comes back and it's behind his body. So we're going to have his chest kind of like that over there. The other part of his chest. Get the side of his body over here. Bloop. And let's get that band kind of rounding up like that. Kind of rounding up like that. And this part's easy since we've already got it lined out. That makes it really easy. And then we'll do a little bit of dots for like the stitching. Like that. The stitching comes down here. We'll make two lines of stitching. And this stitching comes this way, and here, and then one more curvy little bit of stitching so it looks like tighty-whities. All right, let's get this leg like this. This other leg, kind of like that. And we'll make his feet. Let's look at Jake's feet. Oops, bumped the camera there. So it's just simple little heel and then 3 toes, heel and 3 toes. So let's kind of do it like that. A heel, his foot comes over, 1, 2, 3. A heel comes over, 1, 2, kind of like that. All right, let's line up Custom Pikachu head. Let's leave that there, and let's do this line all the way around. Underneath here, we get this one ear, like that. About like that. All right, let's get this eye. I'm going to go ahead and put his eyes in right now because I think that when you put the eyes in, like, the character comes to life. So let's do that. Make a little triangle nose here. Didn't quite get that perfect. That's okay. And then I'm going to get this smiling mouth. And we might have to come over and do it again after we put our yellow on. We'll see how it goes. Then I'm going to try to get those eyes perfectly. So I want the white to be about there, and the white to be about there. And let's fill that in so it looks super cool. So you tell me if it looks like Pikachu comes to life right when we get his eyes done. Might have to add a little dot of POSCA white. There's one eye. There's his other eye. And I'm going to go ahead and get the white out so we can have Pikachu just come to life for us. All right, here's the white POSCA pen. Give a nice POSCA shake. I'm going to make that eyeball just a little bit bigger. There we go. What's up, Pikachu Jake? All right, let's get some yellow on him. See what he starts to look like. I'll start up here in his ears. And leave the ends to put black in. Come up here like this. Fill his whole face in. Leave room for his pink cheeks. Let's get around his eyes like that. Fill that in. Get over here. Just about like that. There we go. I'm going to come back over and get this little places that have a little bit of white in it. All right. Funny Custom Pikachu. I'm going to put his white cheeks in. Excuse me, his pink cheeks in. Oop, just like that. All right, next, let's get baby blue for that band. And go across here. Just like that. All right, let's get the black POSCA pen right here. Get the tips of his ears. About like that. This one. About like that. All right, let's decide if we want to put a little bit of, find a light peach for the skin color. Let's see if this is a good skin color like this. Let's start with his legs. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out nice. Get this leg first. This foot. This leg. About like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's come up here and get this arm. And then switch over to this arm. right underneath his neck like this. Get his chest. About like this. Oh, it's making me laugh. Go around his belly button. Get the rest of him. How funny would this be as a prize card? So I'll tell you right now, nobody has ever drawn this kind of a custom Pikachu. So you get a good, if you play Pokemon next time and you've made this as a custom card, I bet all your friends will laugh and have a good time. All right, so I'm going to get my liner. I don't need to shake it. And you might have to wait for yours to dry just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of a line around. Remember how it's cool to have this kind of a card. And if you leave room for some of the drawing to pop out of the card, it gives it like extra depth and coolness. Come around like this, all the way to there. All right. Kind of should have let that dry a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'm going to get one of my shadow pens that I like to use. One of these Tombos. I'm going to use number 45, which is a little dark. And we're going to put a little line here and here to give a shadow so it actually looks like the card is sitting here on the page. So I'm going to get a little bit sideways here. Really best as I can follow that line, and I'm going to do it here. It's okay if it's not perfect. Oops. See, I squiggled it right there. That's okay. Let's call that done. Probably the funniest custom Pikachu that you have ever seen, and now you can draw it. So thank you for drawing with me. Thank you for being a part of the Rabid Pikachus. Please subscribe and tune in later today or even tomorrow as we're going to draw another Pokemon character or custom character. Thanks for watching.